Welcome to the Introduction to Educational Technology and Digital Literacy lesson. In this lesson, you'll have a chance to think about what educational technology means to you. We'll also explore the relationship between educational technology and digital literacy. You'll see how technology changes the dynamics of the modern classroom. And we'll begin to understand how to take advantage of the opportunities presented by educational technology. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to define educational technology and digital literacy. You'll understand how technology impacts teaching and learning. You'll explore how to identify and leverage locally available resources, including devices, software, and internet-based tools. And you'll know how to integrate technology into your teaching practice to improve student learning outcomes. The main sections of this lesson are split into two parts. The first part focuses on understanding educational technology, and in the second part, we'll focus on understanding digital literacy. Both of these topics are equally important, and they intertwine in the modern classroom. At the end of the lesson, we'll bring them together in a discussion activity. So let's dive in and start exploring. Here's what you'll do in this unit. You'll reflect on your personal experiences with educational technology and digital literacy. You'll examine the history of educational technology and how it continues to evolve. You'll learn key vocabulary related to educational technology, and you'll learn how to implement digital literacy practices in the classroom. Let's now move on to the first section of the lesson. What is educational technology? This animation breaks down the definition of educational technology. So check it out. Okay, now let's continue the conversation. Here's a thought bubble. What comes to mind when you hear the phrase educational technology? Write your response in the comment section below. Now let's explore some common misconceptions. Educational technology is not simply the availability of technology in a school. It's not just having the latest gadgets or having a computer lab. Educational technology is not about the technology itself. True educational technology is the strategic use of technology to enhance the learning process and outcomes. The technology is simply a means to an end. The goal is improved learning for students. Educational technology is not restricted to schools. You don't need to be inside four walls to make use of educational technology. With the prevalence of smartphones and mobile data, educational technology can happen anywhere and anytime. Educational technology is not expensive. Technology integrated into education doesn't have to cost a lot of money. There are plenty of low-cost or even free tools that can make a big difference. In fact, educational technology isn't about the actual tech at all. Rather, it's about using technology to create meaningful and engaging learning experiences. So to recap, educational technology is the strategic and purposeful use of hardware and software to improve student learning outcomes. It's about integrating technology thoughtfully to enhance teaching and learning, not just for the sake of using technology. It's a powerful tool for creating engaging and effective learning experiences. And just like any tool, it becomes more effective when paired with digital literacy. Let's move on to part 2 of this lesson. This animation defines digital literacy. Check it out. Okay, now let's continue the conversation. Here's a thought bubble. Imagine you are sitting in your favorite cafe. You got a nice cup of coffee in front of you, and you're ready to research a topic that you know very little about. Ask yourself these 3 questions. Where do you go? What do you search for? And how do you evaluate the information you find? What you do in those few minutes is an example of digital literacy in action. Being digitally literate means you have the critical thinking and technical skills to locate, evaluate, and use information. Digital literacy includes creating, communicating, collaborating, and problem-solving in a variety of digital settings. Digital literacy is an essential skill for students and educators alike in today's technology-driven world. As an educator, it's important to not only integrate technology into your teaching practice, but to also model and teach digital literacy to your students. By doing so, you empower them to become responsible, effective, and creative users of technology. Next, let's delve deeper into the role of digital literacy in education. This animation breaks down how digital literacy is intertwined with educational technology. Watch it now. Okay, now let's continue the conversation. Here's a thought bubble. Take a moment to consider how you currently incorporate digital literacy into your teaching. What strategies or activities do you use to help your students develop these important skills? Share your thoughts in the comments below. It's time to pull everything together. Let's now combine what we know about educational technology and digital literacy. This animation illustrates the relationship between educational technology and digital literacy. Check it out. Okay, now let's continue the conversation. Here's a thought bubble. Reflect on how educational technology and digital literacy intersect. Consider this. A student wants to create a multimedia presentation to share their learning. How can you support them in using technology effectively and responsibly? Discuss your ideas with your friends. Congratulations, you've completed this lesson. If you're feeling good, go ahead and give yourself a virtual badge. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.